Hello and welcome to South Asia Focus. I am Smita Prakash. Today we focus on Bangladesh, where Khaleda Zia's BNP has been calling for strikes and blockades since January 6th this year. There's a state of chaos in Bangladesh with schools, colleges not being able to function. There are strikes in the city. There's so much of violence that the hospitals in Bangladesh have said that they are unable to handle the number of patients who are coming. They're unable to provide medicines or even trauma care. To speak about this, we have Gautam Lahiri today, with whom we shall discuss about what is the political situation there and is there any sort of hope towards some kind of a rapprochement between Khaleda Zia and Sheikh Hasina, which can bring about a semblance of normalcy in Bangladesh. Thank you very much for speaking with us. I'd like to begin by asking what is actually happening in Bangladesh, because the reports that seem to be coming is that it's heading towards chaos all over again after a relative period of stability, at least for about 7 years. Again, you're witnessing a lot of hartals, bands, chaotic situation. Why is this happening all over again?
Well, you have to see the things in perspective that all these troubles started since last January, because the 5th of January the newly elected Awami League government has completed their first year term, and they have announced that they will be celebrating that democracy. So, moment they announced, the opposition party BNP and their allies, they thought that if they allow this government to go on or continue for the next 5 years, then their political relevance in Bangladesh politics, as also their existence of a party will be in problem and will problematic. So that they decided how to combat this government. So initially they started by saying that they will start an agitation by the main theme of their agitation would be that they don't recognize this government and they are not duly elected by the people of Bangladesh. The verdict was manufactured because the main opposition party did not participate. But point is that ultimately the BNP, when they started the movement, their leadership also did not think about it. Perhaps that ultimately the troublemakers and all the fringe elements of the rightist element, they will take over this movement.
But then that's always happened with the BNP, isn't it? They use the Jamaat cadres to go on these street protests, presuming that they will be able to control them. But they've never been able to have control, because these hartals and bands, they always end up becoming extremely violent. So she knew this would happen. It's not as if she didn't know. Khaleda Zia.
Perhaps she has some idea that perhaps if there is some chaos in Bangladesh, there is a huge large scale of violence, perhaps the international community would intervene. This is, I think, that she is trying to draw attention of the international community. That's exactly is now happening, that nobody is supporting violence, but United States of America, they have come out with a statement. Now Ban Ki-moon of United Nations Secretary
have expressed concern over militants.
Concern, and they are also sending their representative to Bangladesh very soon, I am told, because Saturday onwards the opposition party again given a bandh call. So and first they will.
But then there are these reports which say that if Bangladesh continues in this state of chaos, it could become like Syria, that militant organizations from other parts of the world, they could come inside Bangladesh, and because it is fertile ground for Islamic militancy to gain hold, which for the past 5-6 years one has seen that Sheikh Hasina has really cracked down on Islamic militancy, not allowed it to become another Pakistan. But if this chaotic situation continues, and if the Jamaat cadres continue to have unfettered access to arms and ammunition, could Bangladesh become another Syria?
No, I don't think so. So far till today, the Bangladesh administration, Sheikh Hasina government, is in the command of the situation. They are controlling. Violence is taking place now. This opposition party and the Jamaat, they have taken a unusual way of throwing Molotov cocktails, petrol bomber to the innocent people, innocent citizens, thereby killing almost, I think, 100 people were killed by the
Correct. I mean, the hospitals are unable to provide oxygen. They don't have medicines. They've already given out an emergency call that we cannot handle so many casualties. But it's somehow not propelling the government to crack down. Is something holding Sheikh Hasina back? Because she has been cracking down earlier on military.
I think she will crack down definitely. She has taken a very tough stand, and also people of Bangladesh generally, they don't like this kind of violence. So I think the people of Bangladesh are with the Sheikh Hasina government. Whatever these fringe elements or the rightist elements or the extremist elements are trying to do, but the more they are doing and more they are isolated from the people.
But see, when the war crimes trial happened, you saw the Ganajagaran Manch coming out in the street, asking for the death penalty or life sentence against the war criminals. There was a street movement to, for those action against war criminals. How come that the civil society is not coming out in open protest against militancy and militant movements there?
It's not like Namjagaran Manch, but some of the section of the civil society has come out, like in the traders community, business community, even the civil society, they have come out, they have openly said.
Is there any chance of a reconciliation between the Jamaat BNP on one side and between the Sheikh Hasina government to come to some kind of a truce?
Well, I don't see any kind of a reconciliation, because the main demand of the opposition is that Sheikh Hasina government should resign and there should be a fresh poll under a caretaker government. So this kind of a demand the elected now Sheikh Hasina government cannot accept. So there is no meeting ground actually.
Can there be,
the community can impress upon only to the opposition parties. You try build up, you raise your voices, that's enough, that's true. But point is, don't resort to a violent activities or violence.
What about the exporters in Bangladesh? I mean, today textile exports from Bangladesh, they are really, they're second only to China, I think, globally. Now, can they be mediators between the two Begums, between Sheikh Hasina and Khaleda Zia, and bring about some kind of a truce? Otherwise, Bangladesh's economy, which has been doing so well, that could slide down the chaotic path again.
That's the ultimate solution, but unfortunately the democracy in Bangladesh is growing in a different way, unlike of other South Asian countries, where two main leaders, they don't talk to each other, they don't sit, even they don't wish each other in their common program. Or now after 2-3 days there will be an international event in Bangladesh, it's called 21st February, it's a International Language Day. It's celebrated almost in a festive manner.
Because it's a country born out of a language movement.
Before this festival, before this celebration of their national language movement, ultimately from that movement the Bangladesh is born. But before that, this kind of violence is definitely creating some kind of a panic among the people. People are very scary, no doubt. So I think that let's see whether United Nations can intervene, can take a very independent view about this situation and come to a conclusion.
Can India play a role in bringing about some kind of an understanding, a rapprochement between?
Well, the official position of India is that they don't interfere into internal affairs of any other country.
Unless requested.
But unless requested by them. Like once in Maldives, they requested, so India intervened. But point is here that in Bangladesh is a very close neighbor to India. Definitely whatever happens in Bangladesh, there is a direct impact on India.
Especially when we talk about terrorism, you see, without cooperation with Bangladesh against militancy, against terrorism, India's northeast also gets affected.
Definitely, it gets affected.
And instability in Bangladesh?
There is a India-Bangladesh mechanism on this to deal with such kind of situation, not about meddling into internal affairs, but a joint working group on terrorism, joint working group of many other sectors. This time I think that India should proactively revive this meeting immediately and take stock of the situation, what exactly is happening from outside as a close and friendly neighbor, what they can help Bangladesh to come out of this type of crisis. I think Prime Minister already spoken to Sheikh Hasina, but that was on the issue of a coming World Cup cricket. But I think I am told that even the Foreign Office has confirmed that they have discussed many other bilateral issues. Also, Prime Minister wanted to understand about what is exactly happening in the Bangladesh. So definitely India has taken some interest in it, but not interfering, without interfering into their internal matters.
Thank you very much for speaking with us.